Live with Ms. Steph. Hi, everybody. Today is November 11th, 2024, folks. We are moving right along through the calendar and all the various things that happen as you proceed. But yes, hi, I'm Ms. Steph. It's lovely to be with you today online through the interwebs and stuff. And I am going to, let's just kind of, let a few people know what we've got. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you so much for watching Live with Ms. Steph. We're on today, November 11th, 2024. I'm going to go ahead and tag in a few people to let them know that we're on live, and we'll chit chat about the adventures. Okay, so yeah, so this is us. We're here, right? I know that's the name of the show and no reference to that. But yes, so hi. Oh, Stephen, thank you so much for joining. Hi. Thank you for watching Live with Ms. Steph. This is your weekly Science Club news. Probably not in 15 minutes or less. It used to be 15 minutes or less, but such is life. So this is your weekly Science Club news, as well as your weekly Science Club activity, folks. Today is a federal holiday. For those of you who do not know and might not necessarily rock in the child education circles, school is closed today, pretty much for a significant amount of folks. I know DOE does not have school today. And so stay tuned to the end and we can talk a bit about making this fantastic item. And I'll also give you a tip on how to turn it into this and how to turn it into kind of like a faux, if you can imagine, a faux stained glass situation. So anywho, let's hop right into the news part of the news portion of what we're doing today. Like I said, today's November 11th. The federal holiday is Veterans Day. So shout out to my family members. I have multiple family members who served in the service. And so this is the day that we say thank you for your service. Sometimes people get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up. They are not the same thing. So just make sure that when you are, if you choose to engage someone who has served in the military today is the day where you say thank you for your service. Memorial Day, on the other hand, is the day of remembrance of those who actually passed away in serving the country. So through the military per se. So yes, so November 11th, it's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Okay. And for my veterans, y'all, like there's free stuff today. Please go get at least a free donut or something. Now, as far as what we've got going on for Science Club, we are back at our regular bat channel and regular location. We'll be back at Wadley on 114th Street for Cake and Chemistry. That is our annual celebration of someone's birthday. No, my birthday is not on the 16th, but it is our third Saturday meeting in November, and so that's the Saturday that I've chosen to hang out and celebrate my birthday with the littles. And if you're wondering how old I am, there's a 4. The first number of the two-digit is a 4. And you need to add some. But anyways, I usually make my students do a math problem to calculate my age. I have no shame about my age. I'm actually thankful that I have made it thus far, and it has been an adventure. For those of you who are not aware, I have a few chronic situations that make things a bit challenging. And so I have no issue with sharing my age with folks because I think that it's something to celebrate. But yes, I usually do make folks calculate it though. I don't just tell you. Okay. So anywho, November 16th, we are doing our annual Cake and Chemistry. So children will come and enjoy our Saturday Science Club adventure with a slight enhancement, as in a cupcake to go with them home. So they'll get the cupcake on the way out, parents. We're not doing like a special snack time while we are there. So just keep in mind, if your child has some type of allergy and you're planning on bringing them this coming Saturday, you need to let me know that so that I can be aware of that when I'm giving out cupcakes, because I want to make sure that everyone gets a cupcake that they can consume and enjoy. But I need to know things, unless, to make that happen. So anywho, yes, November 16th at Wadley on 114th Street between 12 and 2 p.m. All right, cleanup starts around 1:45, y'all. So, parents, work your way back, okay? And then we know that the other upcoming dates, right? School closing dates. I always come in and give y'all the reminders, okay? Of days when school's going to be closed. So the 28th and 29th are definitely school closing days. I already chit-chatted with you about the other days that you may want to be concerned about if your child is in, especially New York City aftercare. Probably, I would say about 50% of the sites in the city will either be closed or will close early on the 27th. So just be prepared for that. There is no Saturday Science Club on the 23rd or November 30th, because those are the 4th and 5th Saturdays. And as you know, we only do Saturday Science Club on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Saturdays. So yes, just keep in mind, just be aware of the things, okay? Now, as far as going into December, yes, I am going to tell you about December because things that are important are happening. December 3rd and December 7th, I will be at community events. December 3rd, we're running our own community event. We are running our 2nd annual Science-a-thon, hashtag Giving Tuesday event. So we will be giving out science or STEAM starter kits to our young people. Registration is required. Tickets are starting to go. And your ticket legit is free for our children, our awesome, wonderful Harlem scientists, to grab a bag. This is kind of a grab and go, it's a come hang out for a little bit. Your young person is going to grab their bag. They will meanwhile watch me do some fun science things. They might be able to play with they'll be able to play with a few of the items that we have there, and then they'll exit. So this is a grab and go situation. We are not supervising children at this event. I am hoping to serve at least 35 young people. And so you can imagine why that's not a drop-off event. We are going to be at Sugar Hill Creamery at 184 Lenox Avenue. And that's around 120th Street in Lenox. You're going to see a lot of information. You should have actually really seen a ton of information already. And that is on December 3rd, also known as hashtag Giving Tuesday or Giving Tuesday. Depends. The hashtag is kind of an ebb and flow right now. But it is on Giving Tuesday, which is a global giving day. Yes, thank you so much for watching and coming into Live with Ms. Steph. This is your weekly Science Club news and activity tips. So December 3rd, it's Giving Tuesday, we're having that event. Lots of information is being pushed out on my social media channels, and most definitely will be pushed out via email. If you want to sign up for our email, make sure that you send me a DM. Don't drop it in the comments, just because I want to keep your personal information private. But you can email me at mssteph@tfempowerment.org, or you can just, in the comments, you can say, add me, and then we can go from there. Alrighty then, now December 7th, there will be Saturday Science Club from 12 to 2 p.m. And then I'm going to head over to an event on Lenox Avenue. It's going to be a holiday pop-up. And we're actually going to be doing some slime giveaway. And we're doing our science fun table at that event. There's more information that will be coming about that, but I just want you to keep that in your mind. And that event will be another similar drop-in, look at the things, a grab and go kind of thing. And that's on December 7th on Lenox Avenue. Lenox, and it's Lenox between 144th, over by the park and the Armory that's over there. So between 144th and 143rd is where the space is. And again, of course, we will make sure that you get plenty of information about that. So yeah, so today, November 11th, Veterans Day, school's closed. November 16th, cake and chemistry. November 28th is Thanksgiving. And there are various closing things that you need to keep an eye on. So I'm just telling you, parents and caregivers now, check the information out, because that's one of the days where the majority of centers will be closed. So your backup plan is going to need another backup if for whatever reason, maybe you have to work, whatever, what have you, just plan those days out. And definitely November 27th, which is the Wednesday before, it's kind of Thanksgiving Eve. Just really want to make sure that you have plans for early pickup that day. For most centers, most of the centers I'm at, that's an early pickup day, so just be aware. Then December 3rd, Giving Tuesday, we have our Science-a-thon, and I'll be going live and all kinds of things throughout that. And so that's an opportunity to support our program and to participate in our grab and go if you have a young person in your life. And then on December 7th, which will be the holiday pop-up, and more information will be coming for that. Now, as far as a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. So I got a notification the other day, because I'm on all kinds of different things for field trips, right? That we normally go to in the summer. But one of the places that I want to kind of shout out, not promote per se, because this is not paid promotion, but just for you to be thinking of if you're here in New York City, we have MoMath, the Math Museum. And if you're watching from elsewhere, most likely you have a math museum or like a children's science museum in your town, in your city, or like in your region. And so one of the things I wanted to highlight for you is the opportunity to engage your young person, whatever your relationship with them, but to engage your pre-K to elementary, upper elementary, or middle school child in going to the Math Museum. New York, in New York, there's a museum of everything. So just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure plan things, make sure you're choosing an appropriate museum. But since we're a STEAM educational organization, of course, I'm going to shout out things, a STEAM thing. But Math Museum is an idea. Some of those places will have kind of mini camp. I know that the Math Museum actually had a mini camp on November 8th for the... November 8th. Anywho, let me not get lost in what I'm telling y'all. Long story short, there are different things that you can be doing with your young person that you can take them to, or that you can pay for, say, their mini camp. So MoMath, MoMath is like in the 23rd, around 23rd Street train stops. And then there's the Hall of Science, that's in Queens. Of course, Liberty Science Center. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a big fan of Liberty Science Center. Liberty Science Center is like kind of the end all be all for me as far as in New York City. And there are so many other places that you can go. And just keep in mind that your young person, especially for your pre-K to upper elementary, they're going to need something that they can touch and feel, right? There's Brooklyn has a museum, a children's museum, and then the Bronx has a children's museum. Did you know Bronx has a children's museum? Yeah, so all of these things are tools and places that you can go and take your young person to explore and to be learning. When you're going to this place, you want to plan in advance, right? So not just plan your ticket, like your entry, but go online and kind of look through and ask your child, your young person, like, what do you want to see here? talk to them in advance. That's one of my tips that I'll share with you. One of my things that I do when we go to field trips during summer camp, I hype it up. I talk about it for the whole week. We talk about which field trip we're going on, which, by the way, FYI, for Summer Science Club, we go on a field trip every week. Plug. I'm telling y'all, Summer Science Club is very extensive STEAM immersion experience. But that being said, prep them. Tell them, hey, we're going to this place. Aren't you excited? Ask them if they're not excited. Ask them why. Talk to them about what they could learn there. Plan with another parent that you get along with, so that you will have somebody, another parent, grandparent, or caregiver. I don't want to presume who's taking them, because I take kids places kind of all the time, and the children are not my own children, and so yeah, like, field trips are useful tools. That's the tip. Take your kid on a field trip. It could be one of these specialized locations, like I said, the museums and so forth. Or it could be to a park. This time of year is perfect, especially here in New York City, because we've been getting with a very peculiar weather. The trees changing and all those types of things. You can take measurements. You can go and track. I did a series a couple of years back in relation to a school that I was going to. So I did a monthly observation of the changing of the trees. And so over a whole, about 8 months, I went on once a month to specifically do a video of what was happening with the trees. And so that's one of the things, sorry y'all, my thing is bouncing around a little bit. But that's one of the other types of field trips that you can go on. You can even, even when you go out to eat, if your family is able to, has capacity to do that, you can kind of turn that into a field trip as well as going for a family meal. Okay, where's the science? Kind of do a find the science for me type thing. I guarantee you it's in everything, in particular cooking. So anyways, as I drift, bring myself back. Field trips. I already talked to you about the calendar dates, and today's tip is take your kid on a field trip somewhere, and talk to them before you go and after you go. All right. Now let's hop right into one more thing. Contributions. Of course, I don't want to forget information about donations. Donations made during this time of year go towards helping us with our Saturday Science Club, which is completely free for participants. Saturday Science Club is what we're fundraising for right now, as well as our Giving Tuesday adventure. And the information for that will be on the replay, and of course on our website and all that type of stuff. You can actually look at that now. Now, let's go ahead and talk about today's activity tips. Y'all, of course, this is my Glad wrap, right? I told you I could use the Glad stuff for anything. And I'll show you later kind of how I use it. I've already got food coloring on myself, such as life. And so let's get into today's activity. Here we go. Now, you can call this faux stained glass, depending on the age group that you're doing the activity with. You can call it faux stained glass, or I've been calling it rainbow glue, right? Because I'm doing it in the same month and same series as my rainbow coffee filter thing. All right, so things that you're going to need. You need a plate. Notice how small this plate is, because I'm doing these activities en masse with lots of children, 100 children this week will do this activity with me. And so I need a reasonable sized device. And you'll also notice later it needs to be how much glue we're going to be using. And so you want to keep that in mind when you choose the size of your plate. This happens to be a paper plate. You know how I try to use materials that either can be reused or reused, recycled, or kind of disintegrate into the environment safely. And these plates actually are a special type of plate that I purchased that are better for the environment. All right. But if you choose to try to make it so that you can remove your stained glass, that's where your Glad wrap comes in. You can wrap this in Glad wrap, or you can have it be what you're going to leave it on. This has been dried. Okay. Anywho, so you need a plate. You need, this is clear soap. You need clear soap. Food coloring. This is another one where the cheap food coloring is actually best. All right. I've talked to you all about those different things. This, here comes another tip. This is my glue. I've got the glue in a squeeze bottle. This particular squeeze bottle happens to be, so for my fellow teachers watching this, this is a condiment bottle, so, or like a ketchup bottle, if you, as it were. All right, and I got them in bulk online. All right, so for this size container, I know that I need about 1 ounce, and you see why I'm using the ketchup bottle. All right, I'm kind of testing this with y'all as far as how big the hole needs to be. That's the size that the ketchup bottle came with. If you're wanting to, you know, move things faster, you can water your glue down a bit. You don't want to water it down too much, because the soap later won't work as well with watered down glue. All right, so I'm going to pour this. Very similar to the dancing milk. You want it to cover the bottom of the plate. And once I start to add my food coloring, as you know, you're going to tell your students, your young person, your brilliant scientist, not to move or pick up the plate. I'm picking up the plate so that y'all can see. That's the only reason. They can have a little fun with moving the glue around. You do want it to actually go ahead and cover the bottom. All right, moving on. This is Live with Ms. Steph. Thank you for watching. And I'm Ms. Steph from Triple F Empowerment Inc. And we operate the beloved Ms. Steph Science Club. So I like to actually have the children add at least 1 drop of all of the colors. All right, our classic 4 food coloring, 4 colors, right? So we've got our red, blue, yellow, and green. They can put it anywhere they want. Okay. I'm going to pick this up so that you all can see, right? Drop. Okay. And so you can notice how that looks. It's very, very similar to our dancing milk. Right? Okay. And you see how the colors are basically stuck. Okay. They're captured by the glue. Now I'm going to activate some movement by adding soap. All right. Similar to our dancing milk situation, I am going to drop it. I'm not going. So this is a material, a tool control practice for your students, right? You just want them to drop it, drop. And as you can see, movement happens immediately. All right. And you should be able to see how the shape, it's not a perfect circle. It's kind of like these tendrils that go out. It's so fantastic. And it's about to cover the whole thing. This will take, believe it or not, it will take a while to dry. So that's the thing that you're going to need to plan for, or one of the things you'll need to plan for, is that this takes about 2 days to dry. This is a great Friday activity or a great midweek activity that you want to send home with families. If you're doing this, if you're trying this as a center, as an activity, you can do this on a Wednesday and it can go home by Friday. But you definitely want to send it home once it's dry. Now, if you put it in on something that it can be peeled off of, we know that glue does not peel off of paper, but it does peel off of Glad wrap or any type of plastic. If you put it on something that it can be peeled off of, you can put it in the window, and that's how you get your kind of faux stained glass effect. All right? And they can look at it. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching Live with Ms. Steph. I'm Ms. Steph. Remember, we've got Cake and Chemistry coming up. That's our next big event that we've got. Children will get to come hang out with us for our Saturday Science Club adventure at Wadley on 114th Street, and they will get a cupcake to go home with them. Hence, Cake and Chemistry. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Live with Ms. Steph. Let's try this again. There we go.